श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ नारायणः परो व्यक्तात् अण्डमव्ययसम्भवम् अण्डस्यान्तस्त्विमे लोकाः सप्तद्वीपा च मेदिनी। आपूर्यमाणमचलप्रतिष्ठम् समुद्रमापः प्रविशन्ति यद्वत् तद्वत् कामायं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे स शान्तिमाप्नोति न कामकामी विहाय कामान्यः सर्वान् पुमांश्चरति निःस्पृहः निर्ममो something what is it? निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः next शान्तिमधिगच्छति एषा ब्राह्मी स्थितिः पार्थ नैनां प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणमृच्छति। ॐ तत्सत्। इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे सांख्ययोगो नाम द्वितीयोऽध्यायः. These last three verses are the summation of the last topic in the second chapter, which is Sthita Prajna Lakshana, the characteristics of a person of wisdom of Atma Jnanam. Very beautiful summation. So the first one again is a definition of the Sthita Prajna using a wonderful metaphor. Apuryamanam means filled up to the brim. Like when you fill up a glass, under the tap you keep, open the tap and it fills to the brim, and then you close the tap. After that you can't even put one drop of water. If you put one, what will happen? It will spill over. So here Apuryamanam, the ocean is described. The Jnani is likened to ocean. And so what is the ocean like? It is Apuryamanam, full to the brim, but not leaking, not not overflowing, not leaking, not flooded, but filled to the brim always. And then the second adjective talking about the samudra is achala pratishtham. Achalataya pratishtha yasya saha tam. So that which has pratishtha means whose foundation, whose basis is unmoving. Unmoving. So first, what is this ocean? Full. And then what is the second thing? Unmoving. So first the ocean is full. Second, unlike other bodies of water, river, brook, etc., what do? They move from place to place. The river goes from the glacier to the ocean. Ocean, where does it go? Nowhere. That's the idea. Unmoving, not going anywhere. Ocean is not going anywhere. Ocean is right there. And then that is what is called achala pratishtha. Unmoving, whose truth? Pratishtha, whose basis, whose truth is what? Not moving anywhere. Doesn't need to pick up and go. Doesn't say, I'm bored of being between the continents of Asia and Australia. Let me just go to the other side and see what it's like. It doesn't do that. It doesn't pick up, pack its watery bags and go somewhere. No way. And secondly, it is full. Okay. Thirdly, there is also a third which is not mentioned here, which is implied, is that it is not dependent on anything else for its fullness, the ocean. Does the ocean depend on rain to be full? No. In fact, it gives its own water for the rains to come. The evaporated ocean water is what we call rain. So it lends its own water. In fact, but still after lending the water to the clouds, it doesn't say, come on, I have given so much, now give back. No, it doesn't need that. It is full. And the fullness does not depend on the rain, does not depend on other rivers and other bodies of water entering into it. It's a full, it's completely full. So this is these three qualifications of the ocean are applied to the Jnani in this verse. Apuryamanam, full to the brim, cannot hold anything else because it's all Brahman, limitlessly full. That is the idea. Even the ocean water has a limit. You can perhaps measure how many cubic feet and all that, but the Jnani's oceanic fullness does not have any limits whatsoever. No limits. No limits at all. Limitlessly full. And in this limitless fullness, the fullness is not dependent on anything else. That we have to be very important. Because everybody has borrowed fullness. I am full. Why? Because my children love me. Somebody can say. I am full. Why? Because I went on a family vacation. So my fullness is dependent on what? Vacation. Vacation ke baad, again I am empty. I am not full. For that 5 minutes after the vacation, or 5 hours or 5 days, I was full. And so the fullness we talk of generally is a codependent or a dependent fullness. So the fullness depends on eating. So when the stomach is full, I am full. I have limitless fullness. Stomach is empty, I cry. And then what else? What other kinds of fullness? When my bank balance is like the full moon, I am also like the full moon. And when the bank balance starts to wane, my fullness also feels depleted. It is replaced by an increasing anxiety, insecurity. OMG, OMG, what to do, what to do, what to do, what to do, what to do. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That is not fullness. If you keep having to say OMG 10 times a day, that's not fullness. Yeah, unless you mean by OMG, oh me God, not oh my God. Then it's fullness. So this fullness, first of all, there is fullness for the ocean and for the jnani. Both are full, filled to the brim. The ocean is filled with water and the jnani is filled with the understanding that I am this limitless Brahman, and so has become identical with this limitless Brahman. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, full. Second point, the fullness is achala pratishtha, meaning the fullness is not dependent on anything else. If the fullness were dependent on anything else, the jnani would also, like the ajnani, pack the bags and move from place to place. This is too much, I can't handle it. Why? Too much Vedanta, I am Vedanta'd out. People say this. Yeah, I need a break, I am Vedanta'd out. And in fact, this happened with another expression also they have in the United States. So, I had gone to somebody's house. Every year they invite, so I had gone to their house for satsang. And then I looked for this lady who was coming all the time. Last 2-3 times she was there. I said, where is this lady? Where is Ratna? And they were just feeling so bad to tell me. I said, is she okay? Is she sick? Is she away, out of town? They said, no, she is in town. I said, oh. They said, well, you know, we had 2-3 Swamis come just before you. Somebody from Ramakrishna mission came, somebody from some other place came and everything. And she says she is Swami'd out. And that's why she had needed to take a break. So, for the jnani, there is no surfeit, meaning there is not this feeling that, oh my God, you know, I'm too full. No such thing. If you eat too much, you are too full. But Brahman being limitless without needing a container. That's the understanding between the ocean. The ocean also seemingly doesn't have a container. You can't even see to the other shore. And so the jnani also, there is no container for this fullness. It's an uncontained, brimming fullness. And how does that fullness express? Again, there is a likeness with the ocean. This ocean is a very nice tulana, wonderful simile. Sometimes you see the ocean, it is quiet, tranquil. So the fullness can be in the form of a tranquil fullness, or the fullness can be in the form of a roaring fullness. So the jnani doesn't have to be just like this. Why aren't you talking? Because I'm full. Oh, you ate something wrong or you ate too much? No, I am a jnani and I am fullness itself. So therefore, I can't, this is how I am. No such thing. Roaring fullness could be just laughing from the belly, or like the ocean with a few waves. The waves are the smile of the ocean. So like this, the Gnani could be smiling, the Gnani could be just laughing, giggling, whatever it is. Or the Gnani could be quietly in her or his glory, in his or her glory, quietly. So that also there is a kind of a nice overlap with the ocean. The understanding of the ocean is very important here. And then, then the next thing is that unlike the Ajnani that picks up and goes from experience to experience, place to place, vacation to vacation, and then job to job, let's say it, marriage to marriage, to marriage, to marriage, and then what else? And so many things. You keep changing things. Change your house, change your spouse, hope there is something better. That's all. But does it get better? No. Why? Karma. That's how it is. New spouse, new body, but old behavior. Just like the behavior of the old one, the new one will be, and then only the body has changed. This is how Bhagavan keeps everyone on their toes, keeps everyone moving around. I went to somebody's house in Colorado. There is a place, Denver, and in there they said, these people I had known, they said, please come to our new house for satsang. We have purchased a new house. And they came to pick me up from the place where I was staying. We drove and drove and drove and drove. I said, are we going out of Colorado or what? No, it is outskirts. And we drove, finally came to this place which looked like a jungle with a few little clearing, and inside that there were some plots, and then there was one house that had been fully built. They said this is a small exclusive development for people who are sick of the noises in the city, and we are into meditation and we want time to study and we don't like all this noise. So we sold that other house which was in the heart of the city, close to everything. Here it was so far, even to buy milk you have to go 30 kilometers each way. Okay, and so then we did some puja and everything, and then I said, so are you finding the peace for which you moved? And they both looked at each other, husband and wife, and they made a sad face. I said, what happened? Who can disturb here? Out in the boonies, nobody is here. Even birds are scared to come. It is that far away from everything. Oh, what are you worried about? They said, well, 2 weeks after we moved in, there are about 11, 12 plots of land, each one big plots of land. And then, so theirs was the only house, theirs was the first one. So then another house started to come up. Guess which plot of land they chose? Right next door. And the owners came and met them. Oh, such a nice family living here. We want to be your neighbors. We are going to build our house right in your backyard, right next to you. So morning, dug. Afternoon, drill. And evening, another dug. So all their peace and quiet, what happened? God. This is the situation. So you may move, you may change, try to change the situations, the outward situations in your life, and inwardly what is there? Inwardly is what needs to change. Outward changes cannot bring about an inward change, and inward change is already happened. It has to be recognized. I am Brahman iti has to be recognized. So now if we compare the ocean to the river seems to be running, going somewhere. The brook, the river, the tributary, all of them are moving, just like in the sense of this example, just like the samsaris. All the samsaris cannot sit still even for a second. What do? Go here, go there, do this, do that. Get me this, get me that. How shall I be without this? I can't be without that. Like this, all the time restless. cannot commit to any one thing. And if they commit, they feel that they are tied down. Somebody has put a leash on me. And so you have only two options. Either you make the Shastra put you on a leash and follow the Shastra, or you put yourself on the leash and then hitch the leash to the kamas and you follow the kamas. Your choice. That's what the Bhagavad Gita will say. Mother Shruti will also say that it is your choice. You put a leash around the neck, tie it to Upanishad, Shastra, Ashram, Guru, course. And then what will happen? In due course, you will learn to follow the Shastra. In due course, all the dependencies die away. Or what is the other possibility? You put the leash, you put the collar to what? Kamas, binding desires. Ragadveshas are taking you for a walk. Ragadveshas are making you move. Then you either become a slave to the Ragadveshas, or you become an Anuyayi. Anuyayi means follower. You are never a slave to the Shastra, because the Shastra does not enslave. It teaches without any manipulation, and it teaches without any expectation. It just teaches to whoever is ready to listen to it. And so therefore that is the choice. And then the third thing we have to see is this non-dependency from other sources. Like the ocean is not dependent on other sources for its fullness, so too the Jnani is not dependent on the fulfillment of desires, people, events, situation, things for his or her fullness. Unlike what? Unlike the Ajnani, who may be compared now to a pond, a miserable pond. What is a pond? Different from the ocean. It thinks it's the ocean, it thinks it's big, but the pond is totally rainwater dependent. Rainwater doesn't come, pond dries up. Pond feels very sad. If the pond had a human mind, the pond would be Ajnani, the ocean would be what? Jnani. If these bodies of water had a human mind, the ocean behaves like a Jnani and the pond behaves like an Ajnani. It also prays to Varuna Devata, please make me fuller than the other pond on the other side of the city or in the next city. Make me full, make me fuller, make me fullest. And so, like this is therefore a very good example. And so let us see the verse. First two we have seen Apuryamanam Achala Pratishtham, and then Samudram Apaha, Samudram to the Samudra, Apaha the waters, Pravishanti Sarve. Sarve Apaha. Apaha is always Nitya Bahuvachanam, always plural. Samudram Apaha Pravishanti Yadvat. Just as the waters enter the ocean, in the same way, Kamaha Pravishanti. Kamaha here is not desire, it should be understood as objects of desire. Desirable objects. Don't say desire, it's what? Desirable objects. So, in the same way, just like the waters enter the ocean, what enters the Jnani? Desirable objects enter the mind of the Jnani. Like even the waters entering the ocean. So when the rivers join the ocean, does the ocean start flooding? No. So similarly, when the desirable objects are gained by the Jnani, does the Jnani start to overflow with ecstasy? No. And then in the same way, when the rivers dry up, supposing 2-3 rivers dry up because of climate change and hot weather, etc., they do not reach the ocean. Does the ocean shed tears? What happened? I miss those rivers. No. Similarly, the Jnani, if the Kamas do not enter the Jnani, it makes no difference to the Jnani at all. Not a single bit of difference it makes to the Jnani. Tadvat Kamaha Pravishanti sarve. And that is the person who gets what is called absolute shanti. Two kinds of shanti are talked about. One is a relative tranquility of the mind, a relative cheerfulness which one can cultivate through bhakti, karma yoga, etc. But that too is dependent upon what? The absolute fullness which only comes after exposure to Vedanta, Atma Jnanam. So, Sashantim apnoti. Here, what kind of a shanti are we talking about? Absolute. Absolutely. That's what we are talking about. Absolute shanti. Total shanti. Total shanti meaning a shanti that does not come and go, a shanti that is not predicated upon congenial situations, people, etc. And then in unconducive situations, I am sad, and when there are conducive situations, I am happy. This shanti does not depend on that at all. What does the shanti depend on? Nothing. That is why it is absolute. Independent shanti. It's a swarupa shanti. The shanti is my own swarupa, which nobody has to make it happen. Nobody has to give me this. Why? Because it's already mine. My own swarupa, my own knowledge. This shanti does not go away. Two reasons why the shanti is absolute. One is it is not dependent on anything else. It's an independent shanti. Second reason, it can never go away because it is my own nature. It's my own swarupa. Gaining this nature through understanding that I am never subject to sorrow or disturbance of any kind, sashantim apnoti. Apnoti is just within quotes. Ap, to gain. There is nothing to gain here. Understands. Na kama kami. Kama kami is the desirer of desirable objects. So the one who is stuck in the old, what should I say, like sometimes in the olden days when they used to play these vinyl records, it would get stuck. Old record. Same line would keep playing again and again, and you have to pick up the needle and put it a little bit this side. And this is not a metaphor that many of the Gen Zs and all will know. They'll say, what are you talking about? Yeah, it never happens when we stream the music. Yeah, it doesn't happen when you stream, because right now everything is into streaming. It's all virtual. But before people had these clunky things called record players, and there was a needle that was going round and round, and the music would be read like this, and then it would get a glitch. And then it would just, and then you had to physically take the needle and put it in a little bit of a different place. So like that, the Kamakami, the one who is an Ajnani, gets stuck in the journey of life. Gets stuck how? By the same kinds of desires. Same kinds of desires, not much different. They may try different things, but the desire is ultimately same. What is the desire? I want shanti. That is the desire. Ultimately, he also wants shanti. She also wants shanti. Jnani has it. Ajnani does not yet have it. That's the only thing. So, in the process of trying to gain this shanti, which is one's own swarupa, how is the person trying to gain it? By going and getting something and hoping that this is the shanti I am looking for. Happiness is not an object that you can be purchased outside. It is you. We can't even say it is within you. It is you. It is centered on you. It is yourself alone. This much we have to see. And so, therefore, the Kamakami gets stuck like a broken record, doing the same thing over and over again and not going forward. One step backward, another step also in place backward. It is called treading water. So you stand in water, you are not moving anywhere, you are just going like this, and you think you are going somewhere, It's called aqua aerobics or something like that, a form of rehabilitation. But after some sports injury or something like that, people are recommended this because it's easier to exercise in the water than on land. So, and then what are you doing? You think you are going somewhere, but that place where you do the aqua aerobics behind the physiotherapist's office is a tiny place. It's a tiny little human-made pond. Inside that you just keep going like this, or whatever exercises they tell you, back and forth, up and down, and then you feel like you're going somewhere, but you are just treading water. And here too, the ajnani is caught in the, like even an old recording is caught again and again in Eshanatraya. What is Eshanatraya? 3 kinds of main desires that have been talked about. What is the first one? Lokaishana, Putraishana, Vittaishana. These are the only things that are the gamut of the whole universe, and beyond. Afterlife is also included in that. I want to go someplace. Where will you go? I'm sick of the world. Where will you go? Heaven. Yeah, that is also loka. Heaven. Heaven you will go, they will take one look at you and send you back. Now, not qualified even for this loka, please go back. Do some karma yoga. Do some upasana. So this is all lokaishana. Then putraishana. I want somebody to need me. I want somebody to follow me. What to do? Adopt a dog. That's all. It will never be upset with you. Whenever you come home, what will it do? The tail will wag the dog. No matter how bad you think you are, the dog accepts and loves you unconditionally. But then, are you happy? Is the jiva happy? No. That's why they adopt the second dog, third dog. Then they say, okay, we have seen dogs enough. Dog vairagya has come. And then what else is left? Cat. Yes. Cat. And then you have to buy books also along with it, because how to introduce the cat to the dogs, how to introduce the dog to the cats. Yeah, some people miss Vedanta classes also for that. This is all, people think I sit here and make stuff up. Sometimes I do, but most of the times these are all real life examples, Vyavaharika examples. What happened? You were not in class 3 weeks. I was introducing the cat to the dogs. How many dogs you have? 5. And they said, don't get only 1 cat, they said. So I got 2 cats because they have to keep each other company. This is all anyonya ashraya. It's like one fellow, it's an old saying. One fellow woke up in the morning and had self-loath. Gee, look at how I look like. What is this? I want to look handsome. What will you do? I think I'll grow a beard. So he started to grow the beard, and for that he needed some oil and conditioners and everything. Then he found that it was very difficult to put on all this and make the full beard grow. So then he said, okay, I need a partner who will help groom this beard and cover this. Then therefore he got married. And then what else? Of course they had children. And the children needed toys, so they had to get a toys. And the children needed a nanny, they had to get a nanny. And the nanny wanted a partner, so along came a nana. And then what else? They also had children. See, all because of one desire. What is this desire? I want to grow a beard. So this is all putraishana, lokaishana, and then finally what do we have? Vittaishana. This is a very big one. That's why it comes at the end. Vittaishana. The feeling is, I don't have, I lack. And this lack is shown nowhere else so clearly except in the fear of money. So very sad fear. And it comes because I think it is due to me, I think it is mine. It is mine. So, if you think anything is yours, what will happen? The fear of it being taken away will overpower. So, whether it's a person, an object, an event, or a job, or the money itself, as soon as you say it is mine, there is a fear. Gopaitum ichha comes. The desire to protect it comes. Our ancestors did not have banks. They just banked on their mattress. Under the mattress they would keep. That's all. No problem. And they know exactly how much is left. They know how much to budget for the day. And they know how to not overspend. And everybody also kept a little bit of money for their funeral, their own funeral. And then that's all it was. There was nothing else there. And so now things have become complicated. You need a safe deposit, you need a bank. And even the money being in the bank is not enough. You can't bank on the bank because bank can fail. No bank is too big to fail. And therefore what? You have to insure the money with some more money, and you have to protect the money, in other words, from itself. This is called inflation. You have to protect the money from inflation by earning more and doing more and more and more and more. For what? Feeling a sense of lack here, feeling I am less and less and less. The more you do, the less worthy you feel. So these three eshanas will make one a kama kami. They keep you, so you have given the leash of your life in the hands of these three eshanas, and they take you for a walk, more like they drag you around within various and contradictory pursuits. Lokaishana drives you this way and you say, oh, okay, I'm coming. And then Vittaishana drags you on the other side. Putraishana is always waiting, something or the other I have to do. And there is no peace, forget the peace. So, na kama kami. This is what is said, Bhashya. Now, Apuryamanam adbhihi. Adbhihi means Apuryamanam full. What is being described as full? Ocean. What is the ocean full of? That's what Adi Shankara is saying. Full means don't think anything else, full of water. Filled by water. Achala pratishtham. Achalataya pratishtha avasthitihi. Its abidance is unmoving, the one of unmoving abidance. Samudram, to the samudra. Samudra is in second case. Apaha, these waters. Sarvatogataha. Sarvatogataha means from all sides. Sarvagataha apaha pravishanti. The waters don't come just from one side. They just come from all sides, because there is an ocean going north-south, there is a river going north-south, there is a river going east-west. All of them pravishanti. What do they pravishanti? Svatmastham avikriyam eva. So Svatmastham, that the one that is full of itself. What are we talking about? Ocean. Avikriyam, unmoving, free of all vikaras. And so this is how it enters. Tadvat, in the same manner, kamaha vishaya sannidhau api sarvatah ichha visheshaha yam purusham samudram iva apah avikurvantaha pravishanti sarve atmani eva praliyante na Svatmavasham kurvanti. So now up till now was the drishtanta. Drishtanta means what? Example. Now we come to darshtanta, that which is exemplified. Tadvat, in the same exact manner. Kamaha. Kamaha means the kamyante iti kamaha, objects, not the desires but desirable objects. Why are they called kamaha? Because the desire and the objects fuse, so they become one and they get more strength. That's why the objects are also called kamaha. Tadvat kamaha, in the same way the desires, vishaya sannidhau api. So the desires, although remaining in close, sannidhi means proximity. The desire is right next to the object of desire. So let's say the desire is in the head and right there is the object of desire. Still what happens? It says that api, even though the longing is there and the object of longing is there, the longings do not produce any change in the jnani. The jnani doesn't become hollow or doesn't become elated because the object of longing is right there, does not become ecstatic, does not become dejected if the object of longing goes away. Why? Because the jnani has a sense of belonging within himself, herself, and so therefore is not worried about getting something else to make oneself filled up or full. So therefore samudram iva apaha avikurvantaha. Avikurvantaha means without doing any mischief. Without just like the waters enter the ocean without making it spill over, the objects of desire enter the jnani, and even though they can be instantly fulfilled, the jnani is not trying to fulfill them. Why? Pravishanti sarve, the desirable objects and the desires enter the jnani, atmani eva praliyante, meaning they get resolved then and there. Why? Because the fullness is already here. So the jnani just sees fullness everywhere. So even the object of desire is what? Fullness itself. It's a reflection of his own fullness, her own fullness, which is reflected outside. Quote unquote outside, from the standpoint of the body mind sense complex, that fullness which is here is reflected in all other things. So the jnani derives fullness from everything without needing to fulfill those objects or have those objects close, because that fullness within the jnani, in the form of the jnani, is what the jnani sees everywhere. Purnam adaha Purnam idam. Adaha, cause. The cause is full and the effect is also what? Full. So then, whatever objects you see, they shine in the light of this fullness. They exude that fullness. The fullness, Ananda, belongs to who? The object or Brahman? Brahman. If I mistake the fullness to be the property of the object, then I am an ajnani. I hanker after the object because the property of the object, if it is fullness, then I want the object in order to become full. That doesn't happen. So without the objects of desire may enter the jnani, but they don't cause any chalanam, no movement, no vikara. Oh, I wish, I wish I had done that, oh, I wish I could do this. No such vikara is there. And then what is that? Atmani eva sarve kamaha praliyante. They resolve right then and there. Why? Because Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. That was the first description of the sthita prajna. Which number verse is? Quick, which number verse? Atmanyeva tuštah sthita prajnastadochyate. 55. So that which we began at 55, long section, is being concluded at 70, and that same thing which was said at 55, the first lakshana of the jnani, is being summed up here. Atmani eva tuštah, atmana eva tuštah. By himself, herself, full and happy, contented, and then Atmani, in oneself, contented, by oneself, contented. Here also, because there is no desire waiting to be fructified, waiting to be fulfilled. And why? What is the reason? Prajahati yada kaman, manogatan kaman yada prajahati. How many kamas? Sarvan kaman. The jnani has a great mind. What is that? The mind of the jnani is so great. Then as the longings may arise, they are not dealt with at all. They are just cast aside on their own. They just fall away like water falling off the buffalo's back. So other animals run in the rain and take shelter. Only one thing is standing. What is that? Buffalo. That's why we say thick skin. And so when you put water, after the rain also, you won't even see that it has stood in the rain. You won't even come to know. Why? It's the water falling off the back. It must be having some oily coating given by Bhagavan. Some kind of, the skin must be secreting some kind of a Teflon, non-stick coating. And so the buffalo stands in heavy rain where all the animals take shelter. Nothing happens. Why? Because it's got this non-stick skin. Similarly, the jnani also, the jnani's heart, mind, antahkarana, has a Teflon coating vis-a-vis the objects of desire. So it is like the lotus leaf. What does it do? It repels the water. Repels the water. Like the lotus leaf. And so therefore, this is the very beautiful. So, pravishanti atmani eva praliyante na svatmavasham kurvanti. Te sarve kamaha. These kamas don't take him for a ride. They don't enslave her. They don't take this fellow for a ride. Like you just don't give the leash to the hands of the kamas. And similarly, vashi kurvanti na, they don't make them, the kamas don't make these jnanis into slaves. So shantim apnoti. What is shanti? Moksha. Finally, moksham apnoti. Na itaraha. Not others. Who are these others? Kama kami. Kamyante iti kamaha vishayaha. Tan kamayitum Sheelam asya asti sa kama kami. Very beautiful derivation. Kamyante iti kamaha. That which we already saw. Kamyante, that which is objects of desire, is called kamaha. And he says vishayaha. And who is, so kama we saw. What is kama kami? Tan kaman kamayitum sheelam asya asti. Nini pratyaya. And so the tan kaman, all those objects of desire. So first we have to see what is the first kama in kama kami. Objects of desire. First kama stands for not desire, objects of desire. And then what is kama kami? Tan kaman, all those objects of desire. Kamayitum, the capacity to desire is there for whom is called kama kami. So the capacity to attach to the objects of desire is with whom? That is called kama kami. It's a very ironic use of the nini pratyaya, because nini usually is for capability, capacity and capability. Like brahmacharin, brahmani, charitum, sheelaha, asya asti. That word sheela should come, because the Paninian Sutra says Tachilye ninihi. This is the sutra. Shila. Shila means not conduct. Shila means the capacity. The capacity for something, when it is there, it is called this particular pratyaya. Here the capacity is there means there in brahmachari. For example, if you say brahmachari, brahmani, in brahman, charitum, to move, to engross in and to immerse in, sheelam, capacity is there, adhikari. This is a compliment. But here the capacity to desire desirable object is there for the kamakami. It's an ironic compliment, sarcastic, underhanded compliment. It's like calling a person a Brihaspati. Who is Brihaspati? A dull person. Okay. A dull person says, yes, you have the brains of a Brihaspati. Supposing the person who is not able to think properly says, I fell down the tree. Why did you fall down the tree? Oh my God, did you get hurt? Yeah, everywhere it's hurting. Why did you fall down the tree? Because I was sawing the branch upon which I was sitting. And you say, what a Brihaspati. So like this was self-sabotage, act of self-sabotage. So then here also this nini pratyaya is used sarcastically. Oh, the one you don't really want to advertise it, especially in Brahma Vidya circles. Guess what? I have capacity. Oh, capacity for Brahma Vidya, capacity for Karma Yoga. What? I have the capacity to desire desirable objects. There is nothing to advertise. Why? Because even the dog and the cat can do that. There is no difference. And so, the very, underhanded use of nini pratyaya here, beautiful. And then, kamakami, saha kamakami, this kind of a kamakami, na eva shantim, we have to supply, apnoti ityarthaha. Moksham, we have to say, kamakami, the one who lets himself or herself be chased by desires. Forget chasing the desires, at least in chasing the desires, there is agency and freedom. I am chasing something. I am chasing a butterfly that's flying around. Oh, how pretty, I am going after the butterfly. And then I say, oh, now it's time to sit and study. And then I come back. There is agency in chasing. I chased after the butterfly, tried to take a picture, saw how beautiful it was, and then when it was time to do my thing, I came back. This is what? Chasing. But then, if something chases me, do I have a choice? No. I have to keep running. I have to keep running away from it, but still it is chasing me. So here one is chased by kamas of all varieties, and one is rounded off into one corner, unable to escape the kama, becoming a slave of the kamas, objects of desire. And so such a person who is a slave of the kama will never get moksha. And therefore what? Vihaya kaman yaha sarvan. Puman here, person. The person, vihaya kaman, hard to give up. So vi is there, so it will take lyap pratyaya, vihaya, having given up. What? Sarvan kaman. Same thing. You see the conclusion? This is how we learn how to write essays. The conclusion should have the introduction in it, because it's a summation. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan. Yada sarvan kaman prajahati. When the person gives up all desires, having given up all desires, you see how it concludes? So beautiful. Having given up all desires, sarvan kaman vihaya, nisprihaha charati. Charati is a very beautiful word. This puman, this person who is what? Jnani. Puman here means jnani. Charati. Charati means moves around where? In the universe. Where else will he move around? In the universe only they will move around. And so moves around in the universe means what? That the person doesn't take a kamandalu and repair to the Himalayas. Moves around, even if you go to the Himalayas, what do you have to deal with? Yourself. All your kama, krodha are not outside, they are within you, as we have seen. You have to deal with wherever you go, there you are. You have to deal with yourself. So for a person who has resolved everything and who sees everything as Brahman, if you put her in one mountain top, she will be fine. If you put him in the plains in the big busy city, he will be okay. No problem, because there is no dependency. It's not like the person who says, I can't meditate unless I have the right, atmosphere. Some incense should burn, it should be organic, it should not have any other thing causing allergies. From Japan you have to get the incense because that's really the best. Smokeless and very nice, organic, no artificial things are there, and then you get the incense and then you light it to get you into the mood. And some nice, some ting ting should be there. What is ting ting? Bell should be there. And then what? There is some, what is that? What is that? Tibetan singing bowl. Yes, with a wooden thing. It makes this sound. You can learn how to make that unending sound it will make. You thought Brahman was infinite, this sound also comes very close to infinite. And then what? So then you need an asana, then you need a nice cushion to sit on. And for some reason that bowl also has one cushion. The same kind of cushion that you have, you buy a smaller cushion for the bowl and keep the bowl. And then everything should be closed. Nobody should make a noise. Shut up, go away, keep quiet, I am meditating. Everybody else is terrorized. They are walking on eggshells because they don't want to disturb you. I am meditating and I am going like this. So your meditation is dependent on how many factors? OMG, so many factors. And still after that the person comes out of the meditation. How was the meditation? Rotten, terrible. Why? There was some noise, there was some problem. Samadhi was too short. I came out of it as soon as I went into it. Like this, even the spiritual practices are dependent on so many factors, and for this jnani there is no dependency on anything at all. And then this is what is said, nisprihaha, totally desireless. And Adi Shankara is going to tell us nisprihaha means not even worried about what this body will, how this body will age. What will happen? Who will feed me in my old age? Why? The person will think. Who? The jnani. I am a sannyasi, no antecedents, no precedents, no successors, no people before me, no people after me. And then what? No bank account, no nothing. And so therefore what? Therefore I will be all alone. Nobody will take care of me. Who will take care of me? Supposing I am bedridden. Supposing I need help to walk, talk, take me places. Who will buy things for me? Who will go shopping for me? Who will take care of me? Even for the Sharira Yatra, the Jnani has no thought of the future. No thought of the future. Nisprihaha, nirmamaha. Nirmamaha means nothing is mine. Or you can say everything is mine. That's also an expression of the Jnani. Everything is mine alone, therefore I need nothing. Nothing is mine because what is the truth of nothing being mine? Everything is mine alone. Everything is mine. So you can say nothing is mine. Why? Because everything is mine. Everything belongs to who? Me only. And then nirmamaha, nirahankaraha. Aham is not there. This I notion is not there even with regard to the body. And then sa shantim adhigacchati. Shantim adhigacchati goes towards moksha, gains moksha. That is the idea. Bhashya. Vihaya parityajya. Parityajya is a synonym of vihaya. In the vihaya word, ha is the root verb. In tyajya, tyaj is the root word. Tyajya, tyaktva. What? Kaman, all the kamas. Who is this person? Sannyasi. Sannyasi. This person is not just a person. Sannyasi. The one who has renounced everything. Sarvan, all the kamas. Asheshataha. Asheshataha means kartsnyena. You can practice saying this. Kartsnyam. It has the kartsnyam. Okay, yeah. Say, and then those who will say it 5 times quickly will get a reward. Okay, it's a tongue. Without devolving it, you will get a reward. Okay, so kartsnyam, because it has how many conjunct consonants? How many conjunct? Ra, refa is there, sa is there. So kar, sa, kart, ta, sya, sa, ya. 7 syllables total, but how many conjunct consonants? 4 conjunct consonants. You will have to find out from Sanskrit sir whether this is the one with the most conjunct consonants or if he can find another word with more conjunct consonants. Okay, yeah. Impress him today. All right, yeah. Impress him, even if you haven't done your homework, impress him. All right, yeah. So this would be nice. So ask sir, ask the Acharya, what is there another word with more conjunct consonants than kartsnyam? What is the meaning of the word kartsnyam? Totally. Kartsnyena. Kartsnyena. It has increased now. Kartsnyam, kartsnyena. Third case, completely, fully. Fully, charati. Charati means Jivan matra cheshta asheshaha paryatati. Paryatati moves around just for the sake of living. Goes from house to house for bhiksha. But doesn't tell the person giving bhiksha, hey, where is 5-star appetizer? Oh, you're just giving Indian? I wanted Chinese. And what are you holding in the hand? Bhiksha bowl. So, not like that. Whatever comes is taken. Charati. Charati is a beautiful word. Moves around, is active in the world. Why? Because go back to the previous verse, the kamas are entering and the kamas are leaving the jnani completely free. Now we can take the word kama to mean the universe itself. So whether the jnani enters the universe or the universe enters the jnani in the form of people, things, objects, there is no vikriya, there is no change. So what do you mean by the jnani entering the world? That is very easy. Jnani is going from house to house for bhiksha. Jnani is going from town to town teaching because people want them to teach. Jnani is going here, going there, doing things. But without any kind of I-ness, my-ness, whatever it is. So the jnani has entered the world even after gaining Atma Jnanam. Now, how does the world enter the jnani? In the form of impression, in the form of news. Oh, a new thing has come up, something is there. And then, they'll have an advertisement, the latest version of iWatch. iWatch is there. And this is a very strange thing nowadays. People are putting the watch to the ears and people are going like this, And then I said, what are you doing? I'm using my watch to make a phone call. I said, Namo Namaha, this is all beyond me. Okay, so all these things are there. So iWatch, it has become very popular for whatever reasons because you don't have to carry the phone. I would say, if you don't want to carry the phone, give up the phone. Simple. But you give up the phone and buy what? Watch. So the iWatch is in its so many generations. And now a new iWatch has been released. And then what does the jnani say? I watch. That's all. I simply watch. I don't need to participate in this, getting one thing or the other. So this is the situation with the ajnani. One kama replaces another kama, third kama replaces the second kama, and so on and so forth. That we need toys is not in question. What keeps changing? The kind of toys we need keeps on changing. So then you have glasses which don't function as glasses at all. Glasses which tell you where to go. What is that? Google glasses. Some kind of a glasses. Imagine how distracting it must be, and you are just walking around, you are trying to catch a bus or a train or go to your work, and you wear these glasses, and then you can tell it, okay, I want to pick up some coffee on the way. Where is the nearest coffee shop? You can give word commands to it, and it will calculate. It has some computer, it will show you on one of the eyes, it will show you, take a left here, take a right there, and everything. All these things it will show you. It will play music in your ear. You will already have something in your ear. So all the sense organs are completely occupied by all these accoutrements, which are getting smaller and smaller, more and more ubiquitous every day, and then at the same time they have us in their clasp, in their grasp completely. This is not the jnani. For the jnani, whatever comes. So when the world enters the jnani in the form of Google, glass, watch, some other newfangled technology or some other new thing, whatever comes, some new fashion, something that is going viral, something that is trending, all this, what does the jnani say? I simply watch. So the universe, let it enter. Maybe the jnani will also show interest. Oh, how do these glasses work? Maybe the jnani will also try it out. After that, what? Give it back. That's what the whole thing is. Does not completely enter, and the kama doesn't build a house, a permanent house in the heart of the jnani iti arthaha. Then let's see if I have left out anything in the Bhashya. Yeah, then he says nisprihaha. We have still two more lines are there. Nisprihaha means sharira jivana matre api nirgata spriha yasya saha. Nisprihaha nirgata spriha. Spriha, desire. Nirgata, has departed from whom? That is nisprihaha. How is that explained? Sharira jivana matre api nisprihaha means even the things that are needed for existence, like what? Clothes, food, even those things are not pursued by the jnani. That is also not pursued by the jnani. So much is the what is that? Is the desirelessness that if the body is there and if I am meant to be alive, definitely food will come. That kind of a Shraddha is also there in Bhagavan as Bhagavan. So therefore all the desires have vanished from whom? Nirmamaha. Nirmamaha means for whom the myness, my, okay, not minus. Myness meaning this is mine iti bhavaha. So mamata bhavaha nirgata yasmat saha. So from whom the myness has departed. Sharira jivana matra akshipta parigrahe api. Akshipta parigrahe api. So even for their necessities, like what are the necessities, what are the things that you find around the sannyasi, let's say just a stereotypical thing, you may find one mala for japa, you may find one bhiksha patra, and then you may find one kamandalu, you may find one asana. And then if supposing the sannyasi is robbed, somebody took the asana away, somebody took the mala away, sannyasi does not cry. Because even that feeling, this is mine, is not there. It is just the person, himself, herself, all these things are just there for the sake of existence. If they go, something else will come. Even if it doesn't come, it's okay. Then finally, nirahankaraha. Vidyavattvadi nimitta atmasambhavana rahitaha. Atmasambhavita buddhi is not there. Vidyavattvadi, because of Brahma Vidya, because of knowing the Shastra, because of knowing Sanskritam. What am I? I am big. And I have Atma Sambhavana, means what? I praise myself. Woo, look at me. Oh, I know this many Sanskrit words, this many dhatus, this many sutras, all these things I know. Or I have studied 108 Upanishads, look at me. I know Shankara Bhashya by heart, look at me. That feeling is not there. In fact, the Brahma Sutra says the Jnani goes like a slightly dull person. Doesn't want to be recognized because there is nothing in the recognition. So they will go out of the way to just make a smoke screen, not talk about their greatness, not talk about how wonderful they are. They will talk about their Guru's greatness, they will talk about Bhagavan's greatness, they will say, oh, you are great. Oh, you have achieved so much. If you go and tell the Jnani, this is who I am, yes, you have achieved so much, you are great, you are wonderful. They will talk about all that. They won't talk about how great, what? They are. Why? Because where is this greatness coming from? Tell me. Ishvara. You are that Ishvara, so what else is there to talk about? You are non-separate from Ishvara. Greatness is Ishvara given. So where can you take the credit? Where can you do this? So there is no manita. Manita means Atmani Pujyatva Bhavaha. Everybody should worship me because I am great. This feeling is completely devoid. The Jnani behaves like I am one with all the people around me, like that. There is no setting oneself apart, setting oneself on a huge pedestal, and you are below, I am above, you should respect me. No, respect cannot be demanded. It is commanded. When people understand that, they will naturally respect. You don't command respect, you don't demand, you don't say, yes, come on, respect me at 4 o'clock today. It doesn't happen like that. Yeah. It has to come naturally from the people. If you are respect worthy, people will respect you sooner or later. Even if you don't, the Jnani is respect worthy because they don't need respect. So the Jnani becomes an altar of surrender precisely because the Jnani doesn't want you to surrender, is not dependent upon your surrender. This is why it's a trusted altar of surrender, because even that surrender is not sought after the Jnani. Nirahankaraha. Na evam bhutaha sthitaprajnah brahmavit shantim sarvasamsara dukkha uparamalakshanam shantim nirvanakhyam shantim adhigacchati. So saha evam bhutaha. I said na, but it's not na, it's saha. Saha, this kind of person described in this manner as nirmama, nirahankara. Who is that? Sthita prajnah, the one whose knowledge is completely abiding in themselves. Who is that? Brahmavit, the knower of Brahman, who is non-separate from Brahman. Shantim apnoti adhigacchati. What is Shanti? Sarva samsara dukkha uparama lakshanam. So what is Shanti? Shanti is that which is characterized by all the dukkhas of samsara coming to a standstill. That is Shanti. Nirvanakhyam, also called Nirvana. Vana means affliction. Nirvana, no affliction. Adhigacchati, prapnoti, gains. How? Brahma bhutaha. Being Brahman gains Brahman. Before the knowledge also, what was he? Brahman. What was she? Brahman. Now also, what are they? Brahman. Being Brahman gains Brahman within quotes. Understands Brahmatvam of oneself, and then that concludes 71. 72 is again a very beautiful summation. We will see that tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnameva Vashishyate शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि